The Catalan Motorcycle Grand Prix is done and dusted, and another Marquez came out on top, but it's not the red one, it's the blue one. And here are my 5 verdicts on the Catalan MotoGP. Back in April or May, I talked about how Alex Marquez won the Spanish Motorcycle Grand Prix at Jerez in a very similar manner to how he won it all the way 8 years ago in the 2017 Moto2 season. And it's another deja vu, a 2017 deja vu for Alex, because throughout the whole 2017 Moto2 season, Alex collected 3 victories at Jerez, at Catalan, and at Motegi. And he already won at Jerez, and now at Catalan, at Catalunya, at Montmeló. He might win at Motegi, maybe, to repeat a perfect deja vu of the 2017 season. At Jerez, back then in 2017, Frankie Morbidelli, he was leading the race basically, and then he crashed out, and then Alex inheriting the lead automatically. And I think in a way it's a bit similar to how it went at Jerez this season. Mark, even though despite he wasn't leading the race back then, but for sure he was going to win that one at Jerez, but he crashed, and Alex automatically win the race at Jerez. This time though at Catalunya, also it's almost a carbon copy to what happened 8 years ago in 2017. Back in 2017, Frankie Morbidelli as the championship leader, as the strongest rider that season, basically, he didn't crash, but he didn't really have the pace to keep up with Alex. Same as what happened yesterday. Alex, he had a genuine pace on board at GP24, and Mark could not keep up with him. Once Mark got into the lead, I thought for sure that Mark is going to just sail away, just like he did at Hungary, and also at Austria, and so on and so forth. But no, Alex retaliated, and he put a 1.7 second gap by the finish line. So it is a really genuine advantage that Alex had with the GP24, and this further proves my theory that the GP24 is just that superior compared to the GP25. All the GP25 are suffering in a way. Even Mark, who has this ability to outperform his machinery, he couldn't keep up with the GP24 that Alex rides. Same way with Deja. Deja couldn't really do anything. He crashed despite finishing P3 in the sprints. And Pecco Bagnaia, what can we say? Pecco, worst weekend in recent memories for the double world champion. And yeah, Alex, 2017 deja vu. I think he can win at Motegi when Mark is going to seal the title. Surely now that Mark is going to seal the title at Motegi, and yeah, he might just give the win away to Alex, and it's coming full circle if that really what happens in the 2017 Japanese Grand Prix later on. So I've touched upon this in the previous section, that Mark is denied a match point at Misano. It seems unlikely now, like totally, because Alex grabbed a whole 5 points from Mark. Had Mark aimed to have a match point at Misano, he couldn't lose 3 points, but as a matter of fact, he lost 5 points to Alex. So yeah, a match point at Misano is denied, as well as a potential 10 consecutive wins. Before the Catalan Grand Prix, Mark already had 7 in a row, and he could potentially make a second 10 in a row, just like repeating or even extending, breaking his own record from 2014. But yeah, with now Alex winning in Catalunya, that is officially has been denied. Knowing how dominant Mark is this season, this is kind of unexpected, to be honest. We do know that Catalunya hasn't been a really friendly track to Mark. He has won here like only twice, 2014 and 2019. I thought for sure he was going to win the Catalan Grand Prix, maybe with a less margin compared to the previous circuits, but it turns out he couldn't win it, and yeah, it's a second place, a strong second place for Mark. And just as the case as the previous rounds, Fabio is still dragging every last bit of performance from that M1. His qualifying prowess though is just unmatched. I think it's unmatched, knowing that he's practically riding a moped. Seeing how he put that moped on in the front row, it's just magical to say the least. He basically carries again the whole Yamaha squad with his qualifying prowess, only to see it all vanish in the race. Yeah, in the race, the M1 isn't really a good bike. We do know that for sure. He basically most of the time tumbling down the order, but at least this time he stayed and finished inside the top 5 instead of slowly but surely going backwards like in the previous 2 or 3 races. And yeah, Fabio, it's just a shame. I instantly got reminded of what if he didn't have that mechanical failure at Silverstone. He surely was going to win that one. At the very least, a top 5, salvaging a top 5, whereas other Yamahas, I mean, rims even crashed. Miguel salvaged his first top 9 finish of the season. And how many races has it been already since the last time we saw Miguel inside the top 10? And yeah, Jag is just doing Jag things, and just a 14th place for the Prima Pramac Yamaha man. Speaking of Jag, he just got a contract extension. He's going to be the one partnering Toprak Razgatoglu for that in that Prima Pramac Yamaha seat for the 2026 season. So yeah, Fabio again coming to Misano. We know that Fabio is strong at Misano, and I can already expect a pole position maybe, but we cannot really say for sure, and it's going to be in 1 week time. Sprints are rubbish, that is a fact, that's a fact. But despite sprints being a rubbish, I still watch some of the highlights, especially if the results are something that I didn't expect. So, judging by the sprint in this Catalan GP, but judging by the sprint performance, Pedro should be standing on the podium come Sunday. He should be standing on the podium come Sunday. As the whole KTM squad, minus Maverick of course, he was still kind of not really at 100%, he's still coming back from the injury. So the whole KTM squad are actually having a strong weekend. From the practices, the entire practices, free practice 1, the practice itself, free practice 2, the qualifying itself, they are basically strong, a strong and legit pace. But Pedro and KTM, I don't know which one of these parties decided to use the rear soft tire option, and that is basically a disaster in the waiting. Pedro was inside the top 3 for quite a moment. I think it's up until the halfway race, or maybe the first third of the race duration. And Bastianini just barging in on the inside of him at turn 1, and then from then on Pedro could not retaliate, he could not do anything. And by the finish line, he was like, what, 13 seconds behind Enea, behind the top 3. And he was almost caught by Fabio Quartararo in 5th place. He was just, I think he only had like 1 second by the finish line ahead of Fabio. He was almost caught. Had there been one more lap, Fabio surely would have caught Pedro. It's just another podium potential being wasted by either Pedro or KTM. I think it's more to the KTM, because KTM might have this data that the softer option tire has this advantage coming to the latter stages of the race. But maybe it could also be Pedro though, that sometimes these riders are having a bit of a more comfortable riding style with the softer option tire. And yeah, it's just either the two, or maybe both of them just kind of agree that okay, softer option rear tire is going to be the one. And yeah, it backfired, and it backfired really bad. It feels like it's been ages since the last time we saw Enea being the beast that he is, really showing his potential. Like only last year he was having wins here and there with on board that GP24, the Ducati GP24, and since he's moved to the Tech 3 KTM, he rarely qualified inside the top 15 even. Only in these last few races that he qualified inside the top 15, and this time though during the Catalan Grand Prix he qualified P9. And he managed to climb 6 places and finish P3. He barged his way through up on the inside of Pedro at turn 1. I don't really remember on what lap, but that's what happened, and he stayed there. At one point, he was even closing into the Marquez bros at the front. Knowing that this is the beast, Enea, La Bestia that we're talking about, we know that he's just such a showman in the latter stages of the race. He's not really known for being aggressive and whatnot in the first part of the races, but in the latter stages, he is indeed a tire whisperer. I don't really know how he did that. I don't know what changed in his KTM. I don't know what kind of the secret formula that he finally found. Did he kind of see the analytics, the data of Brad and Pedro and Maverick, and then compile them together? I don't really know. I tried to find some news regarding what changed in Enea's preferences on riding the KTM RC16, but so far I still haven't found anything. So yeah, kudos to Enea. He's back being the beast and coming to Misano this week. Oh my god, we know that Enea is just so good at Misano. 2021, being a rookie, he was riding a 2-year-old bike. He was riding the GP19 in 2021, and what he did at Misano, 2 podiums. We know that there were 2 Misano races back in 2021, the San Marino Grand Prix as well as the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, and Enea in both occasions finished P3 with a 2-year-old bike. So imagine with him now finally regrouping, and he finally found his form back on board that KTM. I think it's not going to be exaggerating of me if I expect a victory from the beast coming Misano this week. So yeah, I guess that's it that I can talk about this 2025 Catalan Grand Prix. Catalunya rarely gives us anything interesting. It's rarely that it has a tight battle until the finish line, just like 2009 between Valentino and Jorge. But yeah, this time it's also the same. Alex isn't really doing much battle with Mark. He just overtook Mark and then he sailed off. Yeah, nothing pretty interesting. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and we might have some civilized discussion. Like and subscribe for more, and until we meet again.